Once again, afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Lee Snyder Stadium. It's teed up. They're ready to go. Jason Clark in the booth with me now, and it's 5th grade INFC Championship Finals. The Bulldogs take on the Bixby Spartans. The Spartans actually lost the coin toss, but the Bulldogs deferred, so they'll kick it off. Barring anything that goes crazy, we'll put the Spartans on offense to start the 5th grade ball game. Bulldogs come in with a record of 8-3, and your Bixby Spartans come in with a record of 12-0. And on the kickoff, he'll try to get it to the outside. That's number 32 on the carry.
It's Jack Buck out there with the ball, coach, and he can run.
I'm still trying to figure out which roster's which, but I best if I look up top and see which one has the Spartans on it. Here we go, and that was 32, and you're right. That's Jack Buck. So this is Bixby's roster. This is the Bulldogs roster, and we should be ready right now. I guess I should have did that during the television break. The Bulldogs will come out, and they'll line up with a little bit unorthodox look, but that's probably because there's only 10 guys. Here comes number 11, and they'll put 5 in the box, 3 linebackers, and a deep safety. Cooper Moore on the carry, brought down by Tavon Figures. Spartans will come to the line of scrimmage. They'll look at it with 2nd down, about 7. Spartans go on the toss sweep. Had 2 blockers out in front, but it's played nicely by Judd Ford, the defensive end on this side. He set the edge and then came in and helped make the tackle. Fourth down. Actually, my mistake. It's 3rd down. 3rd down and about 7. Yeah. Getting a little housekeeping taken care of, getting Mr. Clark situated so he knows it's okay for him to talk up here. I won't holler at you. Spartans set up in the shotgun. They'll come back to Buck, and Buck will turn the corner.
They're going to put the ball in his hand a lot, Coach. He's the leader of the offense over there, and he likes to run the rock.
Andrew Lynn for the Bulldog defense. Now, this is the 1st grade that we've seen all day. If they elect to punt now, it's gotten old enough. It's 5th grade football. You'll actually have to punt this one away. In the first 4 grades, the punts just automatically walked off. 4th down, the Spartans, they say, we'll go. They'll set in the shotgun, come back to Buck. Buck will shake the first tackle, but not the second, so the Bulldog defense has a stand to start the ballgame. That's Clinton Burris.
Yeah, they run an inside counter with him, and it just looked like they missed a block, and that middle linebacker filled the hole good.
Troy Bird was also on the last tackle, and the Bulldogs bring their offense out 1st and 10. Ball at the 41-yard line. Thanks to Dick's Sporting Goods for helping make INFC Championship Saturday possible, and thanks to the Huntington, your tuning solution. We'll also talk just a little bit further in the ballgame more about Doc's Food Stores as they've helped supply some eats.
Got the ball on the ground. Their number 12 fell back on it, Coach.
Bulldog quarterback had a little problems with the exchange, and as Mr. Clark pointed out, he's able to jump on the football, but they're going to lose a couple on the play.
These 2 teams are no stranger to each other. They played each other 3rd grade, 4th grade, and 5th grade, so they know their tendencies pretty well.
The last ball game featured a Jinx team and a TYAA team, and those teams have played the last 3 years as well. And for Jinx, they have 1 victory but 2 defeats, and unfortunately for the Jinx group, both their defeats have come right here at Lee Snyder Stadium, and they've lost the championship 2 years in a row to the same Bulldog team. Yeah, Bulldogs will go deep on the first play.
Yeah, that pass was deflected. Looked like by number 22.
Cooper Moore for the Spartans will knock that one down. And it's 3rd down. 3rd down and about 14, because remember on the first play, the quarterback put it on the carpet. Bixby will set with 4 linebackers themselves and 3 deep in the secondary. Looks like the Bulldogs may want to throw a little bit more than any other team we've watched, as they're going to split 2 receivers wide right. and put a man in motion through the formation. Quarterback will work out of the gun. Sets his feet, has a man out in the flat. That's a dangerous pass, but it's caught right at the original line of scrimmage. That's Jack Buck with the tackle. We'll try to catch the number of.
Shaw was on the reception out there.
Shaw makes the catch. Buck makes the stop, and it's 4th down and right at the original line, so we're going to call it 4th and 10. Docs for helping us with the INFC Championship Finals. 4th down, Bulldogs setting the gun. Little quick kick. Ball's going to hit down at the 20, and he's going to get a nice roll on the play, and that's Bill Shaw. It's field position in their favor. So with 4:35 left in quarter number 1, the Spartans will set up shop at the 8-yard line. Buck in the backfield with one other back, and they'll put a man in motion through the formation. They'll toss it to him. That's number 10 that time for the Spartans. And 9 for the Bixby offense. Counter play to Buck, and he'll work into the second level.
Coach Roberts going to stay with that shotgun split back.
Some help there from number 40 to John Figures. 3rd down. Nice gain on the last play by Buck. So the Tigers, actually the Spartans, I did it again. They have it 3rd down and short.
He tried a pass play there. It was incomplete. Looked like the quarterback got hit as he was releasing the ball.
Luke Haas was your intended receiver, and they will indeed go for it. But big number 99, Elias Sherman, was there. The ball goes over. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
We just tell us we turn the switch on.
That's Freddie Brown on the carry. Judd Ford makes the tackle. You can hear them come up with a chant defense as the Bulldogs come to the line of scrimmage. Quarterback has the pass into the flat, and it's incomplete. Bill Shaw was the intended receiver. On the defense, number 35, Dylan Hawes.
different things he hasn't shown all year, some quick passes, and he's running some counters too. So he's pulling out all the stops here in championship game.
Well, you talked about it going in. Both these teams know each other, so they're not going to surprise each other unless they do something that they haven't shown all year. And we saw it earlier. One of the fourth-grade teams only threw the ball twice in the game. Second pass they threw happened to go for a touchdown.
Yes, it did.
So the Bulldogs will come out of the timeout. They'll come back to the line of scrimmage. Now, so you got to figure Figures is going to throw. Say that 5 times in a hurry, and indeed he will throw. Fade towards the end zone, and it's incomplete. Jack Buck was there for the defense. Check that. That's number 35. That's Dylan on the defense, and now it's 4th down. The Spartans can come up with one more stop. Then the coach's decision to go for it on 4th down. It looks pretty good now. The ball goes in and out of the back of the end zone, incomplete, and Bixby will bring their offense back out 1st and 10. A little strange in youth football to see them 1st and 10 at the 15 and throw 4 straight times.
Well, these teams know each other so well, they're trying to do things that the other one hasn't seen the last 3 years. And right there, he was open, but it looked like the receiver got tripped up right there, and he fell down. He should have, I think he's trying to run a sluggo on that, but he of football left. 2:20 left in the first quarter.
Back to Buck on the first carry.
Back to that counter play. Looks like it's working if he can just manage, 3, 4, 5 yards of carry. Just methodically move the ball. A lot of
down short at 2nd and about 3. Crowds get a little bigger and they get a little louder as the football players get a little bigger. One more time, the Spartans give it to Buck.
Looks like he run the same counter play but the other direction.
And Buck has moved the stick, so it's 1st and 10 for the Bixby Spartans.
I mean, these are 2 such well-coached teams in youth football. These teams are in the championship game or in the semifinals every year. So hats off to these coaching staffs out here getting up all their time on these kids.
Kinder on the last tackle for the Bulldogs. Shotgun set. Guess who? Back to Buck, and this time the big boy says, we're going to counter away from you this time. He'll make the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Kind of gets up holding his arm, but he says, I'll stay in the ball game.
Well, the Bulldogs put 10 in the box that time trying to stop that counter play. They're going to fill every hole and force him to do something else. And that time it worked.
Milton White for the Bulldogs. Spartans keep it on the ground, but they come with a little misdirection in a way.
Give the ball a curve that time. And again, now the defense is starting to get penetration, and counter plays will not work as good if the defense gets upfield.
Which is exactly why you alluded to the Bulldogs have dropped one of their linebackers down into the interior. They're going to sell out to stop. Wrinkle. We had a little movement up front, but not enough to call it. And the quarterback comes on the keeper, and he'll bounce it to the outside.
Dylan Hall's got the ball right there, ran it outside. Looked like he gained about 6 yards on that.
Spartans will be forced with another 4th down decision because it's 4th down, 8. You got to figure if you go for it on 4th down, the ball at your 15-yard line, you're going to go for it 4th down with your ball on your 24.
Putting a lot of faith
Shotgun set. Fake it to Buck. We'll come back with a little inside handoff on an end around. And the Bulldog defense will make the stop right at the line of scrimmage. That was Reese Roller on the carry.
Yeah, the defense was very, very patient there, didn't jump, stayed their position, and he come around that end around, and they were right there.
Which is going to turn the ball back over to the Bulldogs with 3 seconds left in quarter one. So we will switch quarters and switch into the field. And with no score, we go to quarter number 2. And we'll be back to Lee Snyder Stadium and more championship football right after this.
Stuff your wallet with savings at the year-end Big 2-7 sales event at Classic Chevrolet.
Hurry in and feast on the savings. $27 down, $2,700 cash back on all new remaining 2015. We are proud to be your longest running Chevy dealer. We are 27 years strong. And remember, we don't want to just sell you a car. We want to help you buy a car.
Stuff your wallet with huge savings at Classic Chevrolet in Owasso, where a handshake matters. ClassicChevrolet.net.
Who will you be? When the choices you make all the difference. See, the true tests, they don't come easy. And they won't last long. But that's why you're here. For these very moments. Because there's nothing that tests you like sports. It begs of you one simple question, and it asks without passion or prejudice. But that question demands an answer. The whole answer. It's the only answer you can give. It lies to no one.
What is Huntington Learning Center?
It's the best grades ever center.
It's the homework is actually kind of fun center.
It's the Show Math Who's Boss Center.
It's the Crush the SAT and the ACT Center.
It's the I Can Read This Center.
It's the Best Decision I Ever Made Center. Huntington Learning Center, improving grades, test scores, and confidence since 1977. Call 1-800-CAN-LEARN today. Personalized attention, proven results.
After a short break, we're back to Lee Snyder Stadium. In the 5th grade INFC Championship shootout between the TYAA Bulldogs and the Bixby Spartans. Bulldogs on offense for the 3rd time, and they'll put 2 in the backfield. Little counter play again. This time it's the Bulldogs with the counter, and number 21 will step up to make the hit, and that's Hoskins.
You know, we talked about this before the game. This is going to be such a defensive game. These teams are so good at watching the ball, playing their position, playing team ball, that you need to go get 3 or 4 yards at best.
Well, defense has kind of been the mainstay of all these games. The 2nd grade game was 20-13, but other than that, none of the games have had more than 12 points scored in them.
And that's what, one-score game. That's a defensive game.
Which is different than last year. Last year we had a shootout in most every grade. In fact, we had some blowouts last year. One more time, the Bulldogs will go to the little handoff. They'll try it back up in the middle as well, and it's almost like a championship prize fight where we're just feeling them out and doing a lot of body punching right now.
That's right. Don't want to beat yourself right now doing something stupid. Get a turnover. Just protect the ball, see what the other team's doing, and you'll figure them out.
Bulldogs come to the line, 3rd down and 5. They'll work, as always, out of the shotgun. And that's Figures to trigger the offense. Figures will come on the toss. Talk about setting the edge. Number 35, Dylan Haas, set the edge. And not only did he cause havoc with the ball carrier, he might have hurt one of his own players. In fact, we do indeed. We have a Spartan down on the play.
Yeah, the backside pursuit on that play was really good by Bixby. They strung the play out to the sideline. He had to turn it back in. Backside pursuit was there, and they get him for a loss.
I think it was Freddie Brown on the carry. We won't speculate on the injury, but it's 4th down.
I didn't get his number. Did you see his number?
We know who caused the wreck. That was number 35.
Yeah, he likes to bring it every play.
Since we got a little break of the action.
Like number 11, Reese Roller.
Reese Roller was the Spartan that was shaken up on the play, but he's going to get up. He'll walk off under his own power. Mom can relax now, so can Grandma, and we'll come back at 4th down. How many rollers have played here? 14, 15?
Nah, I got to be more than that. There's a bunch of them. Now, you got grandpas, grandsons. I mean, there's probably 3 generations played here at Bixby. All good people, all supporters of a Bixby football and INFC.
4th down for the Bulldogs. It's 4th down and 6. Pass attempt goes to Prudhomme, and it's knocked down.
Speaking of the Rollers, Jack Roller, grandfather of Reese Roller, helps coach his other grandson in 1st grade. I mean,
just keeps rolling.
It does. The Rollers keep rolling. Great people for City of Bixby.
That'll turn the ball over one more time. The Bixby offense will have it 1st and down. In fact, there was a penalty on the play. We thought we saw some movement. We had an illegal shift on the offense. It'll be declined by the Bixby Spartans. It's 1st and 10, Bixby. The Spartans will put 3 in the backfield. The quarterback will come down the line. Buck's out in front of him. But there were so many Bulldogs there that Buck had to pick one to block. He actually made a nice block on the play, but there was one more that came in behind him to make the tackle. We talked about it, pursuit and flow to the football.
Backside pursuit. I'll tell you what, when you have speed, well-coached teams that follow the ball from outside in, run them to the sideline, lose a yard on the play.
Bringing the play in for the Spartans is one of the wide receivers, number 5, and that's Aaron Montgomery, as he'll shuttle the play in. As the streaming live shows us a brief shot of the Bixby Spartan cheerleaders. We'd like to thank all of the moms and dads that help with the cheerleading program in the INFC, as they are equally as important to us in what happens here on this Saturday and every Saturday through the football season as the football players are. We go back to Jack Buck, and Jack Buck will have a nice gain on the play. It's 3rd down. 3rd down 4. Third and 5. They'll go back to Jack Buck, and Buck is into the secondary.
Now that's running hard right there. He runs through 3 arm tackles and gets tackled by a slew of Bulldogs.
And he'll move the chains. 1st and 10 Spartans. Number 33 for the Bulldogs, DeCorian Smithick, came up to make the tackle, but not before Buck will move the chains. Ball rushed right at the 40. Spartans want to throw it. And it'll come a little bit too tall. 31 was your intended receiver.
He had to throw the ball too early. Bulldogs getting pressure on him there in the backfield. He had to release the ball too early and just overthrew the receiver.
That was Luke, your intended receiver. 2nd down, 10.
Looked like the Bulldogs went to a 6-man front. They're doing everything they can to stop them counter plays, trying to force them wide. And that's into the strength of the Bulldogs.
Spartans will split a receiver to the far side. Toss sweep. Now the pass. Knocked up in the air and picked off. It's one of the bad things that can happen, as Woody Hayes said, when you throw the ball. 2 of them are bad, incompletion or picked off, and the Bulldogs pick it off, and they'll have it, and they'll set up shop 1st and 10. Ball at the 29-yard line. You talked earlier. Quarterback got hurried. This time it was a pitch back to the other back. He got hurried as well.
That's right. They was trying to do a pitch back pass. Again, with the pressure of the defensive line getting in the backfield, he had to throw the ball too early. Doesn't work out that way.
Connor Kirby didn't have a chance to set his feet on the throw. got very little on it. It was actually knocked away by one of the Bulldogs, and then another one picked it off, and that brings the Bulldog fans to their feet across the way. 1st and 10, TYAA. Thought for a second he was going to try to bounce that one outside, but he'll cut it back into the middle, and I believe that's number 3 for the Bulldogs. Freddie Brown.
I didn't see who tackled him, but whoever did got a hold of him. He tried to bounce it. He kept hold of that jersey. And
Austin Hewitt at least had one hand on him. Spartans will shuttle in one of their other defensive linemen. As the Bulldogs grab their splits, and they'll go back to the shotgun with Figures running the offense, and Figures wants to throw, but the Spartans now put pressure on, but Figures gets away, and he'll launch one down to the end zone. That's what it always makes your coaching staff hold their breath, because you get a push, a grab, or whatever, you can come up with a defensive holding or a pass interference penalty real quick on a play like that.
Yeah, he can't. They had good coverage. He didn't push him. He stayed with him. Was in position, and good play on the defense.
Good play on the defense, and also good play turned in by Figures. As we thought for a second that he would definitely be sacked, but he was able to work his way out of it. Now the Bulldogs will have time to think about it. They'll take their second time out of the half, and don't forget, coming up at halftime, we'll have a halftime presentation from both the cheerleading groups. Looks like we've got about 105 Lady Spartans that will entertain us during the halftime show, and some of the Bulldog girls across the way, I believe they've taken a break, but they'll show back up at halftime, and we'll be entertained by both cheerleading groups.
Bixby did bring a lot of cheerleaders. This what they do is they gather up all the cheerleaders in the grades. They have 3 teams. They bring them all these championship games. So congratulations to all them girls for showing up today.
We might pass along that you can go online, or actually not online, but to the INFC website and go under cheer competitions and find out when the INFC cheer challenge is. Miss Tracy Phelps does a great job at that every year. We'd like to have as many teams that would like to participate in that as we can. Understand that's a big event. I think it's downtown at the convention center.
It is. I think it's starting that tomorrow, aren't they?
I don't have a clue.
I think they're starting that. Them cheer competitions start tomorrow. But if anybody's out there listening and want their daughter into cheerleading, go to inusports.com. That's inusports.com. Find your local club and get these boys and girls involved.
3rd down and 10 for the Bulldogs. They'll come with the running play, and played nicely by the Spartan defense. Luke Haas and company combined on the tackle. They've got there in a hurry. Number 3, Judd Ford was also there quickly for the defense. So the Bulldogs look at 4th down 10.
Well, I think we're going to go for it here at the, 28-yard line.
Austin Hewitt will come out. It's kind of a chess game with the coaches, as they've got to work all their players into the ball game to try to figure out who goes in and who goes out on each play. 2:48 with the clock moving, and the Bulldogs look like they may throw it again. Figures in the shotgun. Figures drops, does want to throw, and will throw. That pass is going to come up short, but now it's picked off. And he needs a block, and he got one. Up the sidelines, inside the 40. Still on his feet. Cooper Moore picked it up at about the 7-yard line, and they'll bring it out to about the 40. 1st down Spartans with how about 2:25 left in the first half.
That's what I was talking about. These coaches have got to do things that they're not normally used to doing to try to get over the other coach, and it happened both ways. They both give up interception now. But, you got to try. I mean, it's hard to run against a team that knows you.
Well, when you have a great defense like both these teams do, the coaches are probably saying a turnover here or there won't hurt us as long as we can keep them from taking it the distance. Reese Roller and company on the carry.
Reese was hurt a few plays ago. Got on the sideline, got his breath, got it back up, back in, and that was a good, hard run by Reese Roller.
Roller on the carry. Now you can probably bet that the Spartans will go back to Buck as Nick Roberts checks in, but it's been a couple plays since Buck's touched the football, and I bet he does here. Well, and I bet I was wrong. Quarterback keeper, we do have a flag. It's only about the second flag I remember in the first half of this ball game, and the other was simply a motion penalty. The way the Spartan players are reacting, I believe it's on them.
It was. They was trying to set the edge out there. Defensive end got up a little bit. He had to hold him to try to set the edge, and it happens.
So holding on the offense, that's going to back him up. I think it's second down and long. Second and about 12. Looks like the Bixby coaches might have taken a timeout. In fact, they have. Timeout Spartans. Got a little break in the action. It'll give us a chance to talk a little bit about our sponsors. And thanks to Dick's Sporting Goods, where every season starts with Dick's. And I'm sure that all the parents know Dick's through the ESPN, the National Football League, professional baseball. But so many times you forget what all Dick's does on the local level. You can go one more time back to the INFU Sports website. Read about Dick's, and not only that, watch for the INFC shop days. Coming up, they'll have shop days for basketball, which will save you 20% off of everything that your child needs to play INFC basketball. And that happens right around Christmas. And, Mom, they're not going to ask you if this is for your kid or not for your kid. If you need some Christmas presents for not only yourself but your husband, maybe?
That's right. You can use shop days for anything. It doesn't matter. Anything is in the store other than guns or ammunition, you can use your 20% coupon.
Flare pass, Jack Buck. Foot race to the 30. Jack Buck shakes a tackle and still on his feet inside the 20 to the 15. First down, Spartans.
Now that's running hard. He could have been tackled out here about the 25. He lowered his shoulders and said, I got to go get some yards. Lowered his shoulders, runs over him, keeps going. Great pursuit by the defense to stop a touchdown right there.
Coaches preach and preach and preach. You got to break down to make a tackle. He came in high. Yes. Jack Buck's a big boy for a fifth grader. He shook it off and took the ball down to the 15-yard line. Roller, the single back in the backfield, and Roller will work it up into the middle. Roller able to fall forward inside the 10. Look for the Spartan coaches to burn a timeout here coming up pretty quick.
We have a saying in football, it's called the pain train. Some players like to bring it. Mr. Buck likes to bring the pain train when he's running the football.
Well, speaking of bringing it, number 33 for the TYAA Bulldogs, DeCorian Smithrick. He brought it that time, and he'll make the stop well behind the line of scrimmage. And as we said, the Spartans will take a timeout, and they'll look at it at third down and 8.
He's been in the backfield all day. They're going to have to talk about him at halftime, how we're going to stop him, because he has been wreaking havoc in the busy backfield all day. He is a good player, and he will not stop.
Coach Croft was up here for the third and fourth grade game. Of course, we had a little problems with the third grade game, but he was up here for the entirety of the fourth grade game, and that's one of the things that he talked about as far as coaching staffs. The good coaching staffs can make adjustment at halftime. Some of them, they just go to halftime and say, well, boys, we got to keep doing what we're doing, and that's not the key sometimes. Is you got to figure out, read, and react like you ask your players to do. You got to read and react to what the other team's been doing to you all half.
That's right. These coaching staffs are good on both sides. They'll make good adjustments. They have people watching the game up in the stands. They know what they're going to do. They'll make some subtle adjustments. They won't rewrite their playbook, and they'll try something different second half.
After the timeout, the Spartans come back. They'll put Roller as the single back in the backfield, and they look to throw. Tip, caught, holds it. He does. Touchdown, Spartans. Luke Hawes.
He grabbed the ball, and that was great coverage on the defense. Great coverage. I mean, he put the ball in the only spot the receiver could catch it, and he caught it. It was just a great play, but
now we may see something that obviously we haven't seen all day. No, we won't. I thought we might see the point after view of the foot, but they'll do it the traditional way. They'll give it to Roller. Roller's going to be buried right at the line of scrimmage, but with 1:01 left, we'll come back with a Spartan kickoff as the Spartans find themselves on top 6-0. Thanks to the Huntington, your tutoring solution, for also helping make INFC Football Championship Saturday possible, and for Dick's Sporting Goods and also the Dreyer Group. That brings the Spartan fans obviously to their feet. Cowbells everywhere as the Spartans have taken a 6-0 lead. Coming up at halftime, we'll go down on the field one more time to Chris Roberts as he'll try to round up both coaches, get some words of wisdom. We might even be able to possibly interview one of the cheerleading moms. And as I talked about earlier, I think we'll have both cheerleading groups, but as of yet, I haven't seen the Lady Bulldogs materialize on the other side, so it may just be a all-Spartan halftime show.
Now, as though they're just watching the TYAA coaches, they're out there loving their kids up, saying, it's okay, we gave up one, we're going to give it back. Positive reinforcement. Good job of them coaches over there, loving them boys up. A lot of football left here.
We talked to both of these coaches before the ball game, and each of these coaches preached the fact that football is part of life, and it teaches you life lessons, and all these kids understand if they don't do good in school, they don't play on Saturdays. Kickoff will be fielded at the 45-yard line to the outside, and look out! Number 25 got loose, and he'll work it into Spartan territory. Number 25 for the Bulldogs, that's Glover.
Glover ran hard right there. He broke away from 2 arm tackles. He go gets 15 yards. You got to, like you said earlier, you got to break down, tackle low against good running backs.
Ball sets at the 40-yard line, 55 seconds left. And since he was out of bounds, we won't start the clock on this particular play until the snap of the football, and with a couple of timeouts, the Bulldogs have plenty of time to put it in the end zone before the half. The last ball game we had was tied up at the half. Why shouldn't this one be? Quick pass, caught. Great pursuit by number 31, Luke Hawes. For the Spartans, recognized it, chased him down from behind, made the tackle after a short gain, and timeout. Bulldogs.
Hawes running him down from the backside. The corner was over there, forced him to stop and make a decision, slow him down. He ran him down for the backside and got a tackle. Great play. Good play by the Bulldogs, though. Again, it's like an air assault game. Just having to throw the ball to try to do something different because no one's having much luck running the ball.
Well, and as we talked earlier, sometimes punting the ball and playing defense makes a lot of sense.
Playing smart. Playing smart and don't get behind the chains. Offsides, holdings against quality teams like this will just hurt you.
I think 2 penalties is the most we've had. We haven't had a major penalty yet. Both of them have been 5-yard variety. So, again, these are 5th graders. Talk about discipline on the football field. Both teams are showing it, but you'll have to have discipline to get this far.
That's right. These are OSA coaches. These aren't just these are OSA high school coaches out here. Refs.
Second down. Figures in the shotgun, and they'll put a man in motion out of the formation, and now we have the flag that comes in. Apparently he got set and then moved, which you can't do. That'll cost him 5, and it's going to back it up to 2nd and 11.
Each team is 1 second away from a score, so 44 seconds left, a lot of football.
We talk about these ball games being streamed on INFC.tv. They'll also be shown in their entirety. Thanksgiving Day, I'll tell you a cute little story about the ball games that show up on Cox Cable when we come back. This got the sets up as a double pass, and it is. And one more time, the Spartans were there to read the play, and they'll pick it off right at the 20-yard line.
That's Montgomery caught that ball. Good coverage, gets in front of his receiver, interception.
That's one of those when you let somebody throw the ball in a ball game that normally doesn't throw it. That's what you get a lot of times. He just set his feet and let it rip.
Yeah, he just throwing it up. But again, he has to try something.
Clock works inside of 30 seconds in the first half, and the Spartans, they'll elect to throw now too, which kind of surprises me. But it's caught! Finally wrestled out of bounds at about the 41-yard line. Big strike for the Bixby Spartans. First down.
Great catch by Luke Hawes, and he runs out of bounds to stop the clock.
It's actually the young man that caught the touchdown pass just a little while ago. And as we talked about, the quarterback put both of those passes the only place that his receiver could catch it and no one else could get to it.
Good blocking up front by Biggs that time. The quarterback had time to set his feet.
One more time. Spartans go back to the air, and this one is aired out to Buck, but it's too tall. But with the incomplete pass, that'll stop the clock and give the quarterback time to look over at the sidelines. Connor Kirby will get the play. We've tried a couple long passes. Now do we come back to roller maybe on a little misdirection play, or do we lead Buck up into the hole? No, we're going to throw it one more time. And the Bulldogs, they have their own interception, and they'll take the football over with 14 seconds left in the first half.
Is that 2 turnovers apiece now? 2 interceptions apiece.
2 turnovers apiece, and each of them have but about 2 penalties, and only one of them been able to dent the scoreboard, and that was via the pass. You would wonder, with them backed up in their own territory like this, will the Bulldogs run a play, or will they just let the quarter run out? I'm thinking we're going to let the quarter run out, but I've been wrong so many times today. I'm probably wrong this time too, and I am. They'll work it back into the middle, but the Bixby Spartan defense was there, and that will conclude the first half, and we go to the break of the 5th grade championship game for the Bixby Spartans on top, 6-0. And we will be back here at Lee Snyder Stadium in just a minute as we'll do the halftime presentation, and we'll do that right after we come back from this break from one of our sponsors.
Stuff your wallet with savings at the year-end Big 2-7 sales event at Classic Chevrolet.
Hurry in and feast on the savings. $27 down, $2,700 cash back on all new remaining 2015. We are proud to be your longest running Chevy dealer. We are 27 years strong. And remember, we don't want to just sell you a car. We want to help you buy a car.
Stuff your wallet with huge savings at Classic Chevrolet in Owasso, where a handshake matters. ClassicChevrolet.net.
Who will you be? When the choices you make all the difference. See, the true tests, they don't come easy. And they won't last long. But that's why you're here. For these very moments. Because there's nothing that tests you like sports. It begs of you one simple question, and it asks without passion or prejudice. But that question demands an answer. The whole answer. It's the only answer you can give. It lies to no one.
What is Huntington Learning Center?
It's the best grades ever center.
It's the homework is actually kind of fun center.
It's the show math who's boss center.
It's the Crush the SAT and the ACT Center.
It's the I Can Read This center.
It's the best decision I ever made center. Huntington Learning Center, improving grades, test scores, and confidence since 1977. Call 1-800-CAN-LEARN today. Personalized attention, proven results.
The 2015 Dick's Sporting Goods INFC Championships is brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. Get your Dick's Sporting Goods scorecard and start earning today. Get 3% back in rewards when you use your scorecard. See store for details. Huntington. At Huntington, your tutoring solution, they know every child can learn. If your child needs help with school, check out Huntington, your tutoring solution at huntingtonhelps.com or call 918-893-5500. And by Classic Chevrolet in Owasso, where a handshake matters. Visit us at ClassicChevrolet.net.
And we're back to recap some earlier action in the first grade ball game. TYAA against TYAA, and now we'll go down to Bixby Cheer. And we're coming back for the fifth grade game. Bixby Spartans on top, 6-0.
What is Huntington Learning Center?
It's the best grades ever center.
It's the homework is actually kind of fun center.
It's the Show Math Who's Boss Center.
It's the Crush the SAT and the ACT Center.
It's the I Can Read This center.
It's the best decision I ever made center. Huntington Learning Center, improving grades, test scores, and confidence since 1977. Call 1-800-CAN-LEARN today. Personalized attention, proven results.
Stuff your wallet with savings at the year-end Big 2-7 sales event at Classic Chevrolet.
Hurry in and feast on the savings. $27 down, $2,700 cash back on all new remaining 2015. We are proud to be your longest running Chevy dealer. We are 27 years strong. And remember, we don't want to just sell you a car. We want to help you buy a car.
Stuff your wallet with huge savings at Classic Chevrolet in Owasso, where a handshake matters. ClassicChevrolet.net.
Do you think you're going to volunteer?
Yeah, I think I will. I think I'll do it in the morning.
Hey, Jack.
Back to Lee Snyder Stadium in the fifth grade ball game. We'll pick it up to start the second half with the Bixby Spartans on top 6-0. And the Spartans, it looks like, will be kicking it off to start the second half.
Yeah, this Bixby team with Coach Roberts, Coach Buck, Coach Has, Coach Moore, this is their third final in 3 years. Third, fourth, and fifth grade. They won it in third grade. Got beat by that good Stillwater team last year with Coach Gundy's kid that was on in fourth grade, and now here they are right back in it again to try to win 2 out of 3. And the team they're playing, they're familiar with. They've played them at least 4 times, I think, in the last 3 years in the TYAA Red. And like I said, they're both familiar with each other. You can tell by the first half it's been hard hitting and about what we expected, and I don't expect the scripts to change much in the second half.
Both of these teams are going to go what worked for them all season. Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball.
Yeah. Bixby will throw the ball a little bit. They're remind me a lot of Coach Williams with their second grade team, is that they use multiple guys carrying the ball. Their main workhorse has been most of the season Jack Buck, number 32. Also, you'll see out there a little bit number 10, Connor Kirby does a lot. And then guess what? There's another roller, and number 11, Reese Roller, one of Mike's 4 children that he has. Tremendous athlete, well-coached team. Hats off to them. Onside kick looks like it's covered by the Bulldogs.
And they'll have it first and 10, ball at the 45-yard line. And a quick shot of the Bulldog faithful that have made it out. You can see that some of the kids up there are still in uniform, so they stay around to watch their
they're a big family.
neighbors' kids play.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're a huge family over there, and they stay in support all throughout the whole day. You'll see a lot of those people all day long over there. What a great job for the Bulldogs.
John Figures brings him to the line of scrimmage. Freddie downtown, Freddie Brown with the carry. Wrong sport with the same name.
Another one of the kids to look for is big number 31, Luke Has. Tremendous defensive end, tight end. His brother is number 35, Dylan Has. Usually plays outside linebacker, inside safety type positions, just kind of all over the place. But Luke at defensive end causes a lot of problems with his length and his speed. Looks like he picked up enough for a Bulldog first down.
First down.
Garrett Hoskins, I think Reese Roller tripped him up. Garrett Hoskins, number 21, came and finished him off for the Spartans. Like we said, first down and 10 for the Bulldogs. Nice job taking the kickoff, getting their first down to start the second half, down 6-0. Looks like Mr. Keyshawn Figures brings his team up to the line of scrimmage at quarterback. As you can tell, we've gone up in age and look at the lot bigger offensive linemen now.
Big bodies, more X's on the helmets. That's Freddie Brown again, and he'll stretch it to the outside. There's nice pursuit one more time by the Bixby defense, but Freddie Brown will pick up about 5.
Yeah, looks like in there on the tackle was number 10, Connor Kirby, and number 21, Garrett Hoskins again.
Oh, and Baylor's a nice sized lad as well.
Yeah, and if you heard the name Baylor, he had a brother playing earlier, I think on the second grade team as they were in the finals. You'll see a lot of brothers playing out here. Little cross buck.
Absolutely. But nice pursuit one more time. And the big guy finishing off, that's Jack Buck. No, it's not, that's Austin Hewitt.
And also in there was number 30, Troy Bird. Great pursuit by Hewitt and Bird down the line of scrimmage.
Sebastian Jobe will bring the play in for the Bulldogs. 5:28 left in quarter number 3. The Spartans on top 6-0, and we're live from Lee Snyder Stadium in Bixby. Nice hard count employed by the quarterback, Keyshawn Figures.
You'll get the defense or the wide receiver. Yeah, the wide receiver, I thought, jumped first.
So in other words,
number 11, I do believe.
Cost his own team a little bit. Back him up 5. Let's make it 3rd and 9. Spartan just set up kind of like a 4-4.
It's a little stack it, yeah. Great job.
Freddie Brown struggles to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's going to make them look at a 4th down and 9.
Judge Ford there did a great job taking on his block, containing it, pushed everything inside, and not only that, I'll go ahead and make the tackle too. Couldn't have done it any better, but once again, as we talked about, these teams are here for a reason. They do a great job coaching them Monday through Friday. Coaches do a good job game planning on their Sundays. I mean, they put a lot of time in, as much as high school time, but the difference is theirs is no paycheck.
Absolutely. I think some casual fans to this would be shocked at how much film these youth football coaches watch, grade. I know Chad Lott with our program. He encourages all our.
Nice interception by number 35, Dylan Has, part of those Has brothers. Dylan and Luke. And Dylan had a big interception there at the safety position. And now we'll see what you're going to see about, you'll see 2 or 3 different people carrying the ball for Bixby. But it's usually led in there by number 32, Jack Buck's been their workhorse most of the year. Like I said, I've been fortunate enough to have these Bixby kids for many years. But you'll see him 32 dot the I, and he'll be the one following all of his blockers and does all the tough running.
Well, it's kind of hard not to forget the name Jack Buck.
No.
Like sports.
Oh, you betcha. You're a Cardinal fan.
It's a nice block in there by Hewitt.
Once again, Jack Buck just following his blockers 6-7 yards at a time.
Elias Sherman and Milton White combine on the stop for the Bulldogs. You mentioned it earlier. The bodies have gotten bigger along that defensive front for both teams. There's your crossback you talked about. Quarterback.
Nice job by Reese spinning out of that. Got something out of it, looked like nothing.
Demetrius Spartans with a nice tackle for the Bulldogs. He'll get some help from Mr. Brown. Third down, or third quarter, second down 3.
No, you're right. Third down. Third down and 1.
2:50 left in the third quarter of action. Look how the shotgun this time. Let Jack Buck carry it. He'll shake a tackle and head inside the 50.
Great hole up front. Great job by the blockers. I almost thought the penetration that TYAA had there was going to blow it up in the backfield. They didn't panic. And once again, as I talked about earlier, the workhorse Jack Buck does a great job waiting for his blockers, exploding through there, and picking up the yards he needs to pick up.
Bill Shaw, with the defensive group, showed great hustle on the play as he came across the field and running down from behind. Probably saved 6 right there. We've got a timeout taken on the field, and that gives us a chance to tell you a little bit about INYouthLacrosse.com. Hey, the season's here. Sign up now, INYouthLacrosse.com.
Boy, that sport has blown up.
I didn't realize until I was talking with the commissioner of football now, Mr. Chad Lott. He was telling me it's the fastest growing youth sport in the nation. And the kids that participate in it, their parents don't mind travel. But you'll play in a league that's in Dallas and you live here.
Right. Come back here with 2:36 left in the third quarter. Looks like it's first down and 10. Yep, after that long, nice run by Jack Buck.
See the center pointing out the blocking assignments there.
And I love it. I love it. There's a line guy.
But heads up play by the quarterback.
I have no problem. You'll see it all the way through. Kids coming up, pointing at him. Hey, here's my guy. There's nothing wrong with that.
Jaden Stewart was there in a hurry to make sure that there was no advancement of that fumble, and we'll do a little more razzle-dazzle with Jack Buck. He'll cut it to the outside and pick up a block from one of his wide receivers.
Tough run down to inside the 31-yard line.
Bill Shaw again had to save him, or save the Bulldogs, or Mr. Buck would have been in the end zone. Looks like Jack might be shaken up just a little bit on that play.
He's banged up every game. He runs so hard. That's a great thing about their team. They just got another kid that'll step in. 22, Cooper Moore. You'll start seeing now Connor Kirby, number 10, carrying it. Leaving 11, Reese Roller. Just so many different guys they've got, weapons. Speaking of that, there's
Roller right
Reese
there.
Roller. And you notice patience, runs behind their blocks. When they find the hole, they explode. Protects the football. Great job up front by that offensive line led by number 3, Judge Ford, and number 16, Nate Murphy, just to throw some names out there that have done a great job. Number 30, Troy Bird. What a great job those guys have done all year long for Bixby Red.
Freddie Brown flowed to the ball nicely. He helped out with the tackle, as well as Brandon Jenkins. 35 on the carry. Smitrick got there with some force. Yes. No gain on the play. And the Spartans have been able to eat up most of the third quarter as we're inside of 50 seconds.
TY had that ball to start, hadn't got the ball back, probably about 5-minute mark. And big third down right here, pick it up. They'll probably take the possession into the fourth quarter.
At 3rd and 2, there's a first down for Buck. Somebody had a tremendous block all the way downfield. It might have been number 5, Aaron Montgomery.
Yeah, great job by Aaron. Also on the other side was number 43,
do have a flag
Nick
on the
Roberts.
play that we missed. It's on the defense. We must have got up into the face mask.
Yeah, it looks like it at the end of the run they tacked it on. Well, now it'll be 1st and 10 from the 15. Probably one more snap before the end of the third quarter. And this is about this. If you're having a manuscript on how to control the Bulldogs, this is it. Keep them off the field.
Yeah, looks like for some of the younger teams, you don't want to give figures a chance to get out in the open. Demetrius calling his name a lot on defense, as well as big number 99, Elias Sherman. We got a flag on the play. Might have got in the mask again. Holding.
And a sideline warning against the Bulldogs.
Holding penalty on the offense. And we'll get coming up next. We'll have a 6th grade shootout between the TYAA Bulldog Red and Owasso Black. Bulldogs and Rams coming up next. Speaking of next, you mentioned it just a moment ago. Our next play may very well be ran in the fourth quarter. No, they went ahead and snapped it early.
Nice hard run by number 11, Reese Roller.
Demetrius again has to come up from the safety's position to make the tackle.
Looks like that'll bring us to the third quarter, Don.
Roberts had a nice block. So we will go to the fourth quarter with the Spartans on top 6-0, presented by Huntington. We'll be back right after this.
Stuff your wallet with savings at the year-end Big 2-7 sales event at Classic Chevrolet.
Hurry in and feast on the savings. $27 down, $2,700 cash back on all new remaining 2015. We are proud to be your longest running Chevy dealer. We are 27 years strong. And remember, we don't want to just sell you a car. We want to help you buy a car.
Stuff your wallet with huge savings at Classic Chevrolet in Owasso, where a handshake matters. ClassicChevrolet.net.
Who will you be? When the choices you make all the difference. See, the true tests, they don't come easy. And they won't last long. But that's why you're here. For these very moments. Because there's nothing that tests you like sports. It begs of you one simple question, and it asks without passion or prejudice. But that question demands an answer. The whole answer. It's the only answer you can give. It lies to no one.
What is Huntington Learning Center?
It's the best grades ever center.
It's the homework is actually kind of fun center.
It's the Show Math Who's Boss Center.
It's the Crush the SAT and the ACT Center.
It's the I Can Read This center.
It's the best decision I ever made center. Huntington Learning Center, improving grades, test scores, and confidence since 1977. Call 1-800-CAN-LEARN today. Personalized attention, proven results.
The 2015 Dick's Sporting Goods INFC Championships is brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. Get your Dick's Sporting Goods scorecard and start earning today. Get 3% back in rewards when you use your scorecard. See store for details. Huntington. At Huntington, your tutoring solution, they know every child can learn. If your child needs help with school, check out Huntington, your tutoring solution at huntingtonhelps.com or call 918-893-5500. And by Classic Chevrolet in Owasso, where a handshake matters. Visit us at ClassicChevrolet.net.
Welcome back to Lee Snyder Stadium. In 8 minutes, we'll separate one of these teams from winning the 5th grade INFC championships. The Bulldogs need a stop here as the Spartans have a 6-0 lead and they have the ball down to about the 15-yard line. They'll go to Jack Buck. He'll make a move down inside the 5. Decorium. Big hit for the defense.
Right here's a chance for Bixby to go and put the game, I ain't never say away, but boy, I tell you, you can put that nail halfway in the coffin with a nice touchdown right here, the way their defense has been playing all afternoon.
Well, coaches for the Spartans are, as you mentioned in one of the earlier games, they're starting to get a little bit more deliberate. We're taking our time. The officials will start giving you a count when they think you're running low of time.
There's Big Buck, and doing what Jack Buck does. He's just like a human bowling ball.
Freddie Brown got the tackle, but not before Buck got it in the end zone. Point after's next. And we still haven't seen anyone try to kick one yet today, and that's kind of strange. Normally, by the 4th grade, people start trying to kick it, get that one extra point. A little movement up front that was caught right there by one of the officials. We might mention that the officials we use during INFC games are all high school certified officials. Mr. Scott Johnson does a good job of training them and sending them out to the multitudes of fields that we use each and every Saturday. That's got to be a huge undertaking. Well, just as I said, we haven't seen a pass yet. We get one for the point after try, and it's knocked away by Freddie Brown, and the Spartans will kick this off when we come back. And they hold the 12-0 lead with 7:12 left in quarter number 4. Coach gets a chance to set his defense and send him out there to kick it off. Bulldogs are just trying to figure out a way that we can get figures loose on the edge. They need to score quick. Nice look at the Bixby faithful. Of course, they're playing at their home ballpark, so they had some of the larger crowds that we saw over the weekend, or are seeing right now. And we would like to thank everybody that made it out to the games for helping to support INFC and youth football in general. A nice looking lad right there, Elias Sherman. Number 22 will kick it away for the Spartans. Cooper Moore. There's the quasi-squib kick, that is, to try to help eliminate the return. Spartans will rally to the football. James Ford will finish off the tackle. Quick strikes, what the Bulldogs have got to have right here, because they need 2 scores and at least 1 extra point.
And so far, Bixby's defense has been keeping it bottled up But you know as well as I do, it just takes one time, one little crack, one little seam, and cut the deficit in half.
A penalty on a pre-snap read. Almost an
pick
interception.
6. But I saw from here there wasn't enough guys on the line of scrimmage for the Bulldogs.
Cooper Moore. Back him up 5 and he's first and 15. Ball at the 45-yard line.
First pass. Went right through number 1's hands.
Demetrius was your intended receiver. Nick Roberts got over there for the Spartan defense. Nice shot of the Spartan cheerleaders. As you so correctly pointed out earlier, the cheerleading is a huge part of the INFC efforts as well, as it gives the little girls something to do.
Gets them involved, teaches them work ethic and all that. That comes just like football.
Cheer competitions.
Oh, Baylor, or who was that, number 30?
Get the pass away.
Troy Bird, great job. Wasn't for sure if he threw the ball already or not. Didn't want to have a late hit. Knocked him down on the play.
Just going to bring up a third down. 3rd and 22. Timeout, Bulldogs. And you get a chance to see some of the Bulldog parents and fans that came out and made a day of it. They're just hoping, as we talked about a little earlier, they're just hoping for a quick score and maybe go onside, get themselves right back in this ball game. First, they're going to have to pick up a big first down. It's 3rd and 22. I can read the coach's lips right there. He's saying, get set, move your feet. So, I'm guessing we're going to see another pass right here. Bixby coaching staff.
Yep. Bixby Red has 92 coaches, I do believe, is what they've down to.
He's backing his secondary up a little bit because I think he's kind of like me. He figured he'd probably throw it. We do. Nice throw, though.
Complete.
He got the pass off.
Nice coverage there by number 22, Cooper Moore.
And it's 4th and 22, and you got to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, you can't turn the ball back over because they've already eaten 6 minutes off the clock on their last punch it into the end zone.
Fourth down. 6:06 left. The 5th grade championship finals brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods and presented by the Huntington, your tutoring solution.
Looked like it was going to be a punt, and maybe he should have. Nice play by the defense. Did turnover on downs inside the 40-yard line of the Bulldogs. Well, they'll take over 1st and 10.
Billy Shaw could not get the punt away. That's one of those where maybe you punted it and hoped that they would turn it over on the return. Just had a penalty. That's a big one. If you had a face mask.
Is after the play, dead ball, personal foul after the play, but there'll be a change of possession. Bixby will take over 1st and 10 from their own 49-yard line. That'd help the Bulldogs out a little bit, you know, from where they were going to get it. But their defense is going to have to step up and stop them because so far in the second half, that running game's been incredible.
We have another flag on the play.
Getting sloppy.
On the offense. And that's the last thing the Bixby coaches want, because as you well know, every time you commit a penalty, you stop the clock. Spartans come to the line of scrimmage. Ball sets at about the 45-yard line. 1st and 15. And the 10 on the carry, that's Connor Kirby. Kirby might have got enough to pick up the first down, even though he needed 15.
He runs hard, Don.
Judge
one of the hardest runners I've seen.
Developing some kind of new dance that he's trying to show off for us. This is probably the most complete group of running backs I've seen. They all block
for each other. You betcha. That's exactly what I was going to say. They're not selfish. Not selfish at all.
Kind of reminds me of back when football was played a little bit more between the tackles. You put 3 in the backfield and 2 lead blockers went up inside. And not so much vertical as it is nowadays. And I've heard people say that that's affected football all the way up because no one develops good, tough run blockers anymore.
Now,
teach them how to pass block.
Oh, when your first step's backwards, kind of have tough to be aggressive when you're pass blocking all the time.
Sometimes it almost sets up a situation that's more like a basketball screen than anything. There's a nice cut up inside.
Picked up 3 or 4, keeps the clock moving.
Freddie Brown with another tackle.
Looks like it's going to be 4th and short. 4th and about a yard. Nice run there by number 11, Reese Roller. Once again, like we mentioned, one of many of the rollers that have come through Bixby, and now we're getting their generation of children coming through from Mike, Shane, Jimmy Roller, and Keith Roller. And so, I mean, we're so blessed in Bixby to have the Roller family, what all they do, but what a great bunch of athletes these kids are.
Kind of makes you feel a little old when you start doing the kids that you did.
Oh, I know.
But you had a lot of fun.
Big 4th down right there.
Jack back for the first down. You know we have a penalty.
I wonder if it's a face mask. Yep. Looks like a 5-yard face mask added on after. But that's going to move the chains, keep the clock moving.
Stewart slowed him down and put on. Finished the tackle off. .27 left in the ballgame. The Spartans on top 12-0 in the 5th grade INFC Championship Shootout from Lee Snyder Stadium. Coming up next, obviously, we'll be doing the 6th grade championship finals. That one will have the Owasso Rams in it. For some reason,
we decided to throw the ball and I guess stop. And we thought we would throw that out there and see if we could catch the defense thinking it's going to run.
Oh, I thought you were going to say they're working up for next year.
I would keep that play till next year, especially when running the football's been what's keeping you where you're at right now. With that one there, I can handle just a long handoff. Picked up about 4 or 5 yards.
One more time, Sherman with a nice hustle play. One of the big boys gets downfield to make the tackle. Bulldogs might blitz on that play, but he drops back. He'll end around.
That's Connor Kirby finding a hole in the middle. Great job. Great vision. And I bet he picked up enough for a first down. And if I'm correct, that's the 5th kid that's carried the ball for Bixby Red.
Jaden Stewart, Nico Mixon. And the tackle. Ball at the 19.
Great zone read. Picked up a 7 yards. Down inside the 10 on the carry. I do believe it's probably number 11, Reese Roller.
Jumped in behind the center and followed his block.
But what they've taken now is they've taken Luke and his brother Dylan and have split them out. Well, that's taken a couple extra guys out of the blocks, because you notice now number 3's having to push out a little bit to protect him, and that just opens up more kids in the middle. Because once you get past that first line of defense, it's tough to, you're 5 yards before someone touches you again.
Glover on the tackle. Timeout.
Timeout. Bixby looked like Reese lost his shoe. Thought this would go ahead and time regroup. Under 2 minutes to go in this ball game. Of course, a touchdown right here. You can go ahead and hear the hammer hitting the nail, driving it through the coffin.
Yes, sir. As we mentioned, coming up next, the TYAA Red Bulldogs take on the Owasso Rams. It's the Owasso Rams black team. That's your 6th grade INFC Championship Finals coming your way from Lee Snyder Stadium next. The Bulldog coaches over there still coaching their kids up. Again, you got to believe you get a turnover right here, scoop and score.
Onside kick.
Absolutely.
Special teams changes everything. But first things first, they've got to keep them out of the end zone.
First and 5, a minute 51 left. Ball's at the 5.
There's half a distance to the goal right there. Great discipline by the Bixby offensive line. Now it's first and goal from, we'll call it the 3. About to say this is Jack Buck time. Nice play coming in there from that safety spot's number 3.
Freddie Brown.
He seems to be everywhere.
He flies to the ball nicely.
And when it gets there, he knows what to do.
Second down.
Bring up second down from the 3. No pickup on the play. Now you might look for the same thing and maybe a quarterback keep out of it. No, they're loaded up heavy. Oh, there's a reverse to Kirby. Nice job getting down to the 1-yard line. And it looks like he gave it to him. Touchdown, Spartans. Number 10, Connor Kirby, following his blockers on the little reverse from the split end spot. That right there probably did it in for TYAA, as once again, what a great season they've had, making it all the way to the finals. Not giving up at all, fighting all the way to the end. Great job by Bixby Red, and trying to close out 2 out of 3 years of being champs.
Yeah, that defensive end play, that play.
perfectly.
Talk about
Number 30
setting the
did.
edge. Isaiah Giddens.
Did a great job staying at home.
You know, one of the things I was noticing is that we haven't had not one team has celebrated overexuberantly.
Nope.
We haven't had one single incident where someone pushed or shoved anybody.
No, just
We're
playing
all
football.
the way through 5th grade.
Yeah.
And that's the way it ought to be. And unfortunately, our young kids don't get those examples sometimes enough of what they see on TV. But you just hit the nail on the head. It's just a sport. Go play it, have fun, compete hard, want to win, obviously.
Yeah, if you don't want to
Go play
win,
it right.
if you don't want to compete to win, you don't have to be a bad sport. But if you don't want to, if they keep score and you're not out there to try to win it, then I don't want you out there. And that's just me. I mean, I'm all about wanting to win, but don't let that be your main goal that would drive you. Is if you don't win, then you don't do nothing, because there's so much coaching going on. Like Coach Montgomery says at the high school, you know, he wants to be the number one in 6A of raising young men to go into society. And that's what the Bulldogs have been doing. I've watched what a great job their coaching staff and their program's done over there. What a great, you know, all the programs that have made it here are doing it. And they're putting a big emphasis on sportsmanship and understanding there's other ways of handling things.
Absolutely.
Onside kick again, recovered by the up front guy, number 33. It looks like Decorian Smittick for the Bulldogs, where they'll take over 1st and 10 at midfield. They're going to have a little fight, I promise you. They're not just going to sit back here and take a knee. They're going to try to find a way to get rid of that goose egg.
Well, that's important.
Sure it is.
Spot all year. I know one side's smiling a little bit more than the other one, but it'd be nice if they could go down and hit 1 for 6. But there's still no quit in them. All the boys are hustling to the line of scrimmage. Figures well throw.
Pass complete down the sideline.
There you
Number
go.
1.
Demetrius Prudhomme hauled it in. That puts the Bulldogs in business. And speaking of sportsmanship, you just saw Luke Haas and one other guy pat the receiver that just caught the ball on the helmet.
Did a good job.
Sets up, wants to throw again. The pressure will get to him this time. That happens sometimes when you just get to pin your ears back.
Yeah, Luke
Head
has
towards the quarterback.
Luke has and Reese Roller on a sack on that one. And like you said, they knew they were passing. They ran by 2 running backs, not worried about them getting a handoff.
Seconds left. The inside handoff.
Looks like that'll be the last play.
That will do it. The Bixby Spartans, that is, will be crowned 5th grade INFC champions.
Congratulations to Coach Roberts, Coach Buck, Coach Moore, Coach Has, and his coaching staff. What a great season. They've done a great job the last 3 years, and not to mention Coach Birmingham, Coach Elliott Jackson, and Coach White with TYAA Red Bulldogs. What a great season they've had.
That'll do it. The Bixby Spartans will win the 5th grade INFC Championship Finals. Brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods and presented by the Huntington, your tutoring solution. We see a couple of the volunteers and even the INFC commissioner getting ready to hand out the hardware to everybody. The Bixby cheerleaders are out there getting ready to celebrate as well, and we'll wrap up some of the scores that we've had from earlier on as we watch Carrie Sumter from Dick's Sporting Goods get ready to hand out. And if you get a chance, we'll recap right now. 5th grade, as we just saw, Bixby Red 18 over TYAA Red. Zeke Silver dropped a tough one to TYAA Red, 12-6. It was TYAA Blue in the 3rd grade, defeating the white TYAA team 6-0, TYAA Blue 13, Bixby Red 20 in the 2nd grade division, and TYAA Black 13-7 over Blue in the 1st grade. And now to the trophy presentation.
the trophy presentation. We're going to start first with the runner-up for the 5th grade division, the TYAA Bulldogs. Number 1, Demetrius Brutum. Number 3, Freddie Brown. Number 5, Bill Shaw. Number 9, Gary Berner. Number 11, Nico Mixon. Number 12, the quarterback, Keyshawn Figures. 21, Sebastian Joe. 25, Marquillon Glover. Number 30, Isaiah Giddens. 33, Decoron Smitty. Number 40, Tajon Figures. Number 55, Shyman Hall. '62, Brandon Jenkins. 65, Wyland Kinder. 74, Jaden Stewart. 92, Milton White. And 99, Elias Sherman. Coached by the head coach, Coach Birmingham. And now for the champions of the 5th grade division, the Bixby Red Spartans. Number 1, Andrew Lynn. Number 3, Judge Ford. Number 5, Aaron Montgomery. Number 10, Connor Kirby. Number 11, Reese Roller. Number 16, Nate Murphy. Number 18, Jaden Bartles. 21, Garrett Hoskins. 22, Cooper Moore. 25, Nate Krieger. 30, Troy Bird. 31, Luke
before the next game, I want to do a preview in the next game. Wausau
32, Jack Buck.
So I'll get some information.
33,
games.
Owen Baylor. 35, Dylan Haas. 43,
Hey,
Nick
we're going to be getting an interview with the head coach right after they're done with this, and then before the next game starts, we're going to be doing an intro with a little more information on the game.
68, Austin Hewitt. 86, Liam Duncan. And 89,
definitely do one for 7th grade since that's the last one. It's the last game of the night.
Head coach by Ryan Roberts.
And then I'm going to be freezing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry?
That closes out the 5th grade championship. If you'd like your son or daughter to play youth lacrosse, go online to www.inyouth.com. And coming up next is a 6th grade shootout between the TYAA Bulldogs and the Owasso Rams. Coming up next, 6th grade finals.
Who will you be? When the choices you make all the difference. See, the true tests, they don't come easy. and they won't last long. But that's why you're here. For these very moments. Because there's nothing that tests you like sports. It begs of you one simple question, and it asks without passion or prejudice. But that question demands an answer, the whole answer. It's the only answer you can give. It lies to no one.
What is Huntington Learning Center?
It's the best grades ever center.
It's the homework is actually kind of fun center.
It's the show math who's boss center.
It's the Crush the SAT and the ACT Center.
It's the I Can Read This center.
It's the best decision I ever made center. Huntington Learning Center, improving grades, test scores, and confidence since 1977. Call 1-800-CAN-LEARN today. Personalized attention, proven results.
Stuff your wallet with savings at the year-end Big 2-7 sales event at Classic Chevrolet.
Hurry in and feast on the savings. $27 down, $2,700 cash back on all new remaining 2015. We are proud to be your longest running Chevy dealer. We are 27 years strong. And remember, we don't want to just sell you a car. We want to help you buy a car.
Stuff your wallet with huge savings at Classic Chevrolet in Owasso, where a handshake matters. ClassicChevrolet.net.